So let's see what Fox News military analyst Lieutenant Colonel Ralph Peters says about all of it. Colonel, good to see you. All right, you know, he's going to stay in Afghanistan. In your view, good or bad?
Well, complex answer. Necessary, but I would have fewer troops, not more. But the president's speech last night...
Wait. I want to jump in. Fewer troops, not more. I mean, how is that fair, Colonel, to the guys there and gals on the ground right now in Afghanistan? You need support. You need help. If you're going to be there, don't you want to at least go in with the right amount of resources?
Yeah, and that's why I would like to see fewer troops. The president said it. We are there to kill terrorists. That should be our focus. We should still provide equipment to the Afghan military, but the idea that we're going to do the fighting for them, and that's really what the training mission comes down to, I just don't think it's credible. Trish, I'm not a mathematical genius, but at the peak of our commitment, there were 140,000 U.S. and allied troops in Afghanistan. If we do indeed increase our current 8,400 by 4,000, that's 12,400. How can we expect those 12,400 to do what 140,000 couldn't? What I am for is for focusing the mission on killing terrorists. The idea, and the president said a lot of smart things. Nation building was always nuts. The idea of the neocons to turn Afghanistan into the Hamptons was never going to happen. But,
I don't know if they were taking it that far, but I get your point. Well taken.
Yeah, but let's look at a couple other things he said that were really, really right. He said, we've got to crack down on Pakistan.
Yeah.
You know, I spent time with the Pakistani military. I might like them as individuals, but whoa, what a snake pit. They play all sides of every problem. Unsavory, supporting terrorists. We've been giving them billions of dollars. That needs to stop. He absolutely did the right thing by playing the India card. Now, India's not perfect, but it's the world's largest democracy. It's the big regional player. All smart stuff. The problem is, these are things we should have said 15 years ago.
Well, and at least someone's saying them now, Colonel.
Yes, I give him credit for that. But, you know, we have to set realistic goals. Look, I would love to make a small investment today that would turn into $10 million by tomorrow. The world doesn't work like that. And the idea that we can make Afghans want what we want them to want is just folly. The bottom line is this, that for many of in Afghanistan's ethnic Pashtun majority, we're the redcoats. We see ourselves as noble, and I think we are. We have the best intentions in the world. We want to help people. But we cannot save a country that will not save itself, and I do not believe American blood should be shed for a corrupt government in Kabul.
All right, but I'm going to jump in again, because you know what? We saw this in Iraq. Colonel, we got out of Iraq, and guess what happened? You saw the creation of ISIS. And I hear, you know, there's a lot of things to blame, but a big part of that, sir, was us getting out too fast, too soon. Maybe we never should have gotten in, but we did. We're there in Afghanistan. We got in Afghanistan. Colonel, I don't know. Once you go in, I don't know how you get out, because you run the risk that you're going to see more terrorist events if you do.
You cover business. It's full of risk. Iraq was utterly different. Obama, that was a tragedy. Iraq was convalescing, and Iraq is a strategic prize. Obama did a horrible thing by leaving. Afghanistan is of no strategic value whatsoever. Our only concern there should be terrorism. And
well, we were just talking to Ben Collins earlier, who has been advising the president on Afghanistan. His point is it absolutely is strategic. Where it sits is prime territory, and you can't allow these terrorists to fester there, because that is too risky in and of itself, Colonel.